The time has come. It's your favorite day of the week. Most of you love Fridays. I don't know why people love Fridays. Maybe it's just one of those, you hear me talk about marketing days. Maybe Fridays have become a day where the world just says, this is the day that you need to be excited for. Wednesday's hump day. But Friday's the day that everyone's like, looking forward to, because then they get their weekend. The way I look at it, every day should be a Friday because you should be enjoying your life. What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining us today for the 35th edition, a whiny baby edition, Kevin Durant edition. That whiny little brat. If you guys watch sports, his number, I believe, is 35. If not, I'm an absolute moron. Maybe even someone else too. I don't know. But thanks for being with us today. Super excited. 35th edition of Zack Miller Live, the most amazingly stupid name ever produced show. I came up with it myself. All I did was took my name and add the word live afterwards. How freaking original. But today is our branded day. 5 Dice Friday. Can you see me? Like I'm John Cena, like you can't see me. Where I talk about the 5 burning topics on my mind. As you've noticed, I've done this show a little bit earlier, 5 Dice Friday, every Friday, because for some reason I always have things to do on Fridays. Unfortunately, I'd love to do this at 2:30, but we'll do it at 11 o'clock because as I have a daily show, weekday show, I have to produce. And I told you I would do this. Next week's week 8. This is the end of week 7. Crazy to think, already on episode 35. But appreciate you guys being here today. So we're going to talk about 5 topics. You can see them over there. And that is amazing because you can see what I'm going to talk about. All right. Are you ready? The first topic, laziness. So I get a lot of questions about specific, marketing strategies from a lot of people. And then I give them an answer. But what I find often is that even if I give someone the exact playbook, which happens a lot, what happens is they don't implement that said marketing task. Even if it's as simple as responding to an email from an introduction that I sent to someone. And a lot of people recently have been thinking, well, what if I don't do this? Well, to me, laziness is this, right? If you want an action to happen, you have to create that action. If you're not willing to make that action, create that action, do that thing, then you cannot complain about the life that you have, right? If you are jealous of someone else, if you are constantly making excuses as to why you're not somewhere. I said this yesterday. Like, are you going to bed thinking like that you've done everything that you can? If not, maybe you should work on that. Stop being lazy, people. Like, this takes a long time, right? The world takes a long time to figure out. And if you're going to be lazy throughout the process, you probably won't be very successful. Unless you're a trust fund baby. Then you get free money. So, when you ask for help on something, make sure to try to implement at least a little bit of it to start getting some results. Step 2, which could be 4, so we'll make it like 2. If you guys have questions throughout, feel free to ask in the comments. If you're watching this at a later time, same thing. Ask questions. I'll answer them. Trying to be famous. Okay, so there's this big thing now where a lot of people are, I guess, trying to become internet personalities. I've used that word before at some of the stuff that I've done. I don't know. That's kind of a stupid thing. But if you're trying to be famous, I think it's really difficult to succeed. Instead, what I think you should do is try to help others. And what I mean by this is if you want influence, you're going to get that by helping others. Now, that helping others doesn't always have to be like, help me solve my problem. It could be making people laugh, right? And if the end goal is to be like this super wealthy, famous person, I think oftentimes you never get there, right? Now, I'm not saying I'm that person at all, but I know that if I'm trying to be, quote unquote famous, it just seems like it's going to be a lot harder to accomplish. But instead, if I every day try to bust my tail and provide value to people, I believe that clout will increase, and I will be able to help as many people as possible. So Heather Herrick asked the question like yesterday for my AMA, like what's my favorite part about my job or what I do? And it's helping people. It's working with different people because that's a fun thing. Drinking coffee on video. And I think if you, instead of trying to be famous, instead change your mindset to how can I provide value? How can I help people out? And I think you'll get closer to that goal sooner. All right. You guys have probably heard of me. Number 3, you guys have probably heard of me talk about this. I guess it's a channel on YouTube called Hot Ones. They have this thing called First We Feast. I guess it's actually called First We Feast. And it's pretty cool. They just hit 3 million subscribers on their YouTube channel. It's called First We Feast. And what they do is they eat hot wings. Sean Evans eats hot wings and then has people, he asks these like famous people questions. So it's a normal interview show. I just put the link in the, comments. And it's a normal interview show, but what's cool about it is that instead of the same style where you're just like, hey, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. He goes in and he has these people eat progressively hotter chicken wings and then realizes that as they're eating hotter wings, they're basically getting drunk off of the heat of it. And it's really fun. You should watch it. Every Thursday at 11 a.m. the content goes out. Really well produced. Some really famous people, as we just talked about. Don't be famous, but there are some like celebrities on the show. Great questions. I think I'm the best interviewer in the world. Sean Evans would be number 2. Actually, he's probably better than me. So, see, I can admit defeat. Sean Evans, you're a better interviewer than me. Psych. No, he probably is. But it's a really cool show, so I wanted to give them a shout out because they just got to 3 million subscribers, which is honestly one of the more popular shows on the internet right now. They have a really come up story where not a lot of people were watching. Then they got, I think, Key and Peele were on, Eddie Wang, several other people, Coolio, and that was just the first year, I think. And now they've got people like Rachel Ray, Sasha Banks, Chris Jericho, Guy Fieri, and so many other people. And it's a really good show. And if you're really thinking about innovation, this show is innovation, right? It's nothing crazy from an innovative standpoint. They said, okay, how do you take the interview that's normally there and make it less suck? Make it suck less. And that's all they did. I mean, at that table, 2 chairs, 20 chicken wings, 10 each, and 10 progressively hotter chicken wings, and then still an interview. But they just innovated that annoying, just bland, boring interview, right? And I think that is a problem, right? Like, it was a problem that they saw, and I think they've even said this, like, if we're watching the same interview over and over again, it's freaking boring. What do you think's going to happen? What's up, Nick? What's up, Brian? David? Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Friday, because that's what the world says. Friday is this magical day. Ah! Brian Wells once called me and said, I love this ticker piece of Five Dice Friday. He's like, oh, it's so lovely. Because he liked to, I guess the part in the interruption. There's another show on Vice he mentioned. I can't remember what it was as well. But the whole point is this is, what I'm going to talk about. But Hot Ones, the First We Feast channel, you guys can see it there. Really good content, really interesting storytelling, and appreciate it. Number 4. My birthday was Sunday. Talked about audio flood. So, whenever you swim, it's the most boring and monotonous thing. So, my wife, the greatest person in the world, got me this. It's an iPod Shuffle, but it's been waterproofed by this company. Audio flood. Then I connect it to my goggles, put it here, and I swim like this. And I've been able to get in. Actually, I could probably even do it like that if I didn't want goggles. So what's great about it, though, and yes, audio flood, if you want to pay me to do this, I'll do this. They also give me a swim cap. Not that I've used it, but I just wanted to show them. These guys have 3,000 reviews on Amazon. So I was looking for something. I thought I wanted waterproof headphones, so I guess I got those. But then also the iPad with it. So I've been listening to podcasts with it. I listened to Ryan Williams, the influencer economy, recently on that, his podcast this morning. I listened to Chris Hill's podcast with some guy from Chopped. I can't think of his name. Scott something. A few days ago, I listened to something else. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm going to listen to these shows anyway. So now I can do it while I'm swimming. And basically I can get I've been able to swim a mile now a couple of times, where before I'm like, this is really freaking boring. So shout out to this innovation too, right? So like, this is the innovative edition of Zack Miller Live, a.k.a. 5 Dice Friday, a.k.a. Yahtzee! Woo! But they just waterproofed this thing so that I could go swim, and I appreciate that. No, they're not a sponsor of the show. No one's a sponsor of the show. But if you guys want to, I'll pimp you out. No problem there. But then they give me this fancy little bag. They're branding on it. You can see it, audio flood. Could probably do it so you could actually read it, audio flood. But I appreciate it. I like it. I like that I was able to now swim with it. I mean, literally, I don't even know if do they make iPod shuffles anymore? The only beef I have, and I do have some beef, is that, and not that I'm going to do more than one in a show, but if I'm listening to a shorter podcast, I don't know if it's because of the bandwidth or the size, but I can only get one podcast on this, even though it's 2 gigs, and even though the podcast might only be 50 megabytes. I don't understand why. I haven't tried to put actual music onto it yet, but that would be my only beef at this point. So, stand by, I guess, if I ever decide to put music on it. I don't know, I probably won't. Like, I'm not at the point where I listen to music while I work out now. I just listen to podcasts, or like if I'm riding a bike at the Y, I'll watch a movie or a Netflix documentary or something like that. Stranger Things. Ooh, there's a rumor that 13 Reasons Why is coming out today. That'll be interesting. I wonder if it is. I should look. 13 Reasons Why 2. I wonder if it is. I'm going to get on Netflix right now and see. Because that would be like all the buzz. Doesn't look like it. Nope. They lied. Just kidding. It's not out today. But there was a rumor that it was. Anyway. So, big props to Audio Flood for making my swimming life a heck of a lot easier. And finally, something that you guys probably don't know about me, but I think I should probably tell you guys this. I love the movie and movies, the series, the trilogy, Pitch Perfect. It's like... I don't know that it's embarrassing in any kind of respect, but it's just a damn good series. Now, it's cheesy, absolutely. It's kind of a little weird. So they sing like a cappella songs of popular songs, and that's basically it. But I just love it. It's so fun, and I can't get enough of it. The third one came out. I watched it. It's definitely the worst. The second one was better than the third one, I think. But the first one was amazing. If you guys haven't checked it out, Anna Kendrick, Rebel Wilson, this guy named... And there's these two, I can't think of their names. But then there's two guys. They're in the first two. They're in the third one. Those guys are removed. It's basically all about the ladies. Then there's this girl, Haley Steinfeld, who I don't really know who it is. I was talking to my brother yesterday. I was like, is she famous? He's like, no, I don't think so. But she has a couple million subscribers on YouTube. So she must be somewhat famous. I don't know. Anyway, Pitch Perfect. I love the sing-along. I love the way that they sing. I think it's great. Yes, I'm probably embarrassing myself by saying that I like the trilogy Pitch Perfect. But who the heck cares? What's the worst that could happen? Maybe I can meet them and have them on my show. That'd be amazing. We could do like a sing-along, like a Pitch Perfect sing-along. I know. That's weird. But, you know, it's something I was thinking about last night. I was listening to some of the songs. They remade this George Michael song. The ending was great. Loved it. Sean McDonald, hope you're doing well. But look, I admit it. I like the trilogy Pitch Perfect. As embarrassing as that might seem, I do. When I first started dating my wife, she's like, oh, what movies do you like? And I had this case of DVDs, and it was all like chick flicks. I don't know why. I just do. I like a good ending. Chick flicks do that for you. It's just a lovely thing. So there you have it. Like, Pitch Perfect, Not the greatest trilogy of all time, but a good series of flicks. You know, probably a 5 out of 10 on the scale of like, these are amazing, right? The iPod Shuffle waterproof thing is making my life so much better. Hot Ones, it's 3 million subscribers, a great YouTube series. Try to be famous? No, you should try to help people, create value for them, and that will probably get you closer there. And if you're asking someone for help over and over and over again, and you don't implement any of the things that they say, you might be lazy. That's it for 5 Dice Friday, the Yahtzee edition. Well, it's always a Yahtzee edition because it's an ode to Yahtzee. But we have finished week 7 of Zack Miller Live, the most ridiculous and ambitious and fun and creative named show ever. It's just my name with live after it. That's it. Appreciate you guys being here today. Sean, thanks for buying a book. Excited to get it to you, hopefully soon. And I hope you have wonderful weekends. It's supposed to be beautiful where I live, 3 miles south of the nation's capital. And that's it. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your Easter and all those beautiful things. Have a lovely day. Peace.